I did promise you when we went on that break that we're going to be talking about what's been happening in Plateau State. And I did tell you that my guest will be joining me via Zoom. He's a former member of the House of Representatives, and he represented just South and just East federal constituency in Plateau State. Honorable Dachung Bagos is joining us right now on the Hard Facts. Honorable, it's so good to have you join us. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I wish I could say a very good happy new year, but well, we're
Yeah.
one Nigeria, so I will
Yeah.
still be happy that we are alive. But then,
Yeah, I totally understand.
we're looking forward.
Well, without further delay, because I've had so many conversations around this. When it started, when the first hit happened earlier in the year, we talked about it. I had a member representing Taraba, former member of the House of Representatives, representing Taraba, on the show, and he spoke about not just extensively about the issue of banditry, but he talked about insecurity. But I want you, as someone who's an insider, to tell us exactly what you think is at the core of what's taking the lives of innocent people in Plateau State. Because I've heard all kinds of things. The security agencies have said, it's people who are trying to rustle the cattle of these Fulani herdsmen. Some people are saying that, no, it's an ethnic cleansing of sorts. And others are saying it's a religious crisis. What exactly are we supposed to believe, especially for those of us who are looking from the outside in?
Yeah, well, in security studies, in every war in the world, there is usually an undertone of the benefits of whosoever is fueling the war, be it crisis, be it war. And at such, they sit down and they give a name and a face for that very war or crisis while they benefit their aim uh, from uh, 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 from the back. Do you want to name any of the war or the crisis that has happened around the world? You definitely get an something that has that someone is foiling at the background. And over the years, I've always said that the killings on the plateau has wrongly been diagnosed in the sense that today you hear that these farmers are headers. Tomorrow you hear that it's religious. Another day you hear that it's ethnic cleansing. But at the end of it all, whatsoever coronation and whatsoever name that you want to give it, at the end, after all it's said and done, what usually happens? The major thing that usually happens is that people are being killed, which is number one factor. Number two, where those people were killed, they have been chased out of their own community. They have been chased out of their own houses and their own farmlands. That 10 years down the line, you'll find out that none of the the inhabitants of those communities go back or are still in those communities. And if you go and check those communities that those people were killed, you will find out again that people are living in those communities. And when you take a census of who is in that community, totally they are different people from the ones that were killed. So one, the first from the first analysis, you definitely know that that is a high form of genocide. Genocide is when you want when an orchestrated a planned agenda to kill and occupy a certain place or to eliminate a certain ethnic group. And when you now check, you go back and look at why did that happen? All the communities on the plateau, you will see that it has high level of economic activities. Economic activities in the sense that all those communities, you have a high level of mining in those communities, and all those communities are communities that are into high scale of agriculture, be it small or large or be it small, medium, and large scale, be it mechanized, be it local farming. All those activities happen in those communities that have had attacks in the past, and even in recent times. The current local government of the governor, Mangu, it's the local government that produces over 50% of the grain that is being consumed in Plateau, the Middle Belt, and other parts of the country. So it's a local government where you see that trade and barter between the East and the North takes place. You see that from the East, they bring in palm oil into the market, and they take grains or other farm produce down to the south. It's still even without any cash, those trade and barter still take place in Mongo also. So now, with what has happened, which means those economic activities have been killed, have been done, and look at the famous terminus market on the Plateau then that was bombed down. That was bombed down. No any report why it was and how it was, but it has crumbled a very high level of economic activities down on the Plateau. So when you look at the chronology, you analyze properly and have some forensic analysis of the killings that has led to genocide for wrong immigrants occupying those communities, you will be able to see that most of these killings has a reason. So, but then the wrong coronation because of the diagnosis is religious, is this, is that. Even Afghanistan today, that they have are completely Islamized. Afghanistan has mineral resources. There is a reason that this kind of war is going on in Afghanistan, in all parts of the country. There is a reason why the Ukraine-Russia war is going on. There is a reason why. So most of these wars and crises and killings, that if we don't diagnose it well, we always give it a wrong coronation. So and that's why we have called on leaders, and this time around with the current government has been changing the narrative that, look, it is no longer farmers' headers. It is no longer the issue of being it religious. Yes, you will see that the religious undertone is there, but something is behind it. You will see that. Worship places are being burned. You will see that faithfuls are being killed. Either way, any human that is being killed belongs to one religious sect or the other. All those. So when you now start defining all those and start to stigmatize one action without the proper diagnosis, then I will be able to. So to me, and from not just to me, the research is there. That look, what we have now find out that most of the killings of the Plateau is economical because of our mineral resources and our fertile land that we have for agricultural.
But then it leaves us with the question of who stands to gain. I mean, if you're trying to level the place, destroy, because I mean, I heard you on a Rice TV where you were quoted to say that there's also illegal mining in the mix, and these people are also after the resources in the ground. Who are these people? Because again, you're the guys who are in power. The governor is from Mangu, and this has been going on for more than 3 decades. How come? I mean, of course, you've talked about misdiagnosis and all of that, but how come this has continued for over a decade? And the people in Plateau do have people that represent them, and they have a government, but then nothing has been done to preserve their lives and stop this from happening.
Why it has continued all this while without having a proper solution? Because you cannot be treating malaria with Procol or thinking that it's kata. It's not possible. Rather, you cannot be treating cancer or diabetes with an anti-malaria. That is what has been happening, and that's why. But now we have sat down and looked at this issue. Said, let's call a spade a spade. and the governor is proactive in doing that. And I can assure you that as time goes on, ours is that the president has given directives, because if the president has given directives, we want to see that the right people go back to those people. And when you said who wants to gain, the people that have been are killing our people, the people that are illegally mining, they are the ones gaining, not even our people. And whatsoever they are mining, they take it out of the community. Not that no tax that is being paid into the state, nothing. Our people are not even the laborers or anything. So these are, you cannot even access the community in the first place.
But isn't
The
that
communities
failure
are heavily
also?
guarded.
But isn't that also failure on the part of governance? Because I don't understand how the people of Plateau do have a government, but illegal mining is going on. They're killing them, and they're taking out their
It's not
natural
about.
resources. So I mean, I'm not just talking about the Plateau government, and I'm talking about government even at the federal level. You said something about Mr. President giving a directive. This is not the first time that we've
Yeah.
had directives being given. We're looking
Mhm.
for an action plan and a strategy to put an end to this. So we've had too much
Exactly.
of.
You see,
Go ahead.
that's a question that, yeah, that's a question that all of us and most of us have been asked. The president and the presidency is fully in charge of security of lives and property, while the governor, as the chief security officer, as is being stated in the constitution, is just a custodian. And we are from National Assembly. Look, can we amend the constitution to give the governors the right to be able to be full chief security officers by having state police in every state, so that the governor will be in charge of the security within his domain? Governors, especially our governor and other governors, they have banned mining in their own state, but nothing has been done because to enforce the ban is the security agency. And for the security agencies to enforce those bans, to make arrests and to prosecute, have to get directives from either the IG or the GOC or whosoever to do that. And at the end of the day, you now see that a lot of governors are handicapped. Because number one, the governor is in charge, is a custodian of the land, but the federal government is the custodian of the mineral resources in those places. So if the state government and the federal government, because now we're looking at solutions, that the state government and the federal government will network, come together, how can we be able to? Because to us as a state and as a people, it will benefit us that, look, these mineral resources that are being mined within our place, we know that, look, tax is being paid. We will now know the quantum of mineral resources, be it tin, tantalite, or lithium. We now know that this is the number, the quantum of the mineral resources that is being mined within our territory. We will now say, the way it's been done in the South, we too need 13% reservation. It's going to build number one, the land derivation, our places, our land in the first place in various communities, it's been bastardized with mining. You will find out that someone is mining from like 3 kilometers down to 3 kilometers under your house without even you knowing, because of the span of mining beneath the ground. So we want federal government to come into these issues, look at the proper way of who has the license of mining in Plateau State. How can we be able to network together? We have the land, you own the mineral resources. How can we be able to work together to network to know who is really doing what? If we have 1 ton, we know that the state is going to get tax of 1 ton, and we know that this is what. So issues around the issues of illegal mining on the Plateau is a very key issue, not just on the Plateau, but in many other northern states that we are facing the same crisis. But going forward is that, look, we need a proper political will from the presidency in addressing the issue of insecurity. We no longer want to hear about the political statement to give political speech. Over the years, government have promised that look, people in the IDPs will go back to their various communities. That has not happened. Most of these people within IDPs, at the end of the day, they end up integrating into other communities that have no issue of killings within those communities. But their own main communities are being ravaged and have been occupied by a lot of people,
by strangers.
Children between 16, 18, and 20 today don't even know their villages. Wow. They can't even know their villages. Yes, wow. Because between 2001 and now, most of them are 20 or more than 20. So, and they only know that, okay, this is their own village, but they cannot even dare go back to those villages because people illegally are occupying those villages. So, changing the narrative, knowing that, look, what is happening on the plateau, in as much as you will see faith, you will see faith with religious faces. You will see the issue of our farms being ravaged. You will see all those things. But why are our farms being ravaged? Most of our farms are very fertile all year round. During the rainy season, you can farm your crops. During the dry season, you can do irrigational farming in those same places. And most of our farms, again, they have streams going on. So you have something to do 12 months around the clock.
I want you to just put a pin there. I want Lagosians to join the conversation, and people who are listening from outside of the country, everyone who's listening from across the country, to be part of this conversation. We have 5 minutes before we go on a break, so I want to see if we can squeeze in some calls. Call 0700 993 993 993. If you're listening to us from outside of the country, call via Skype, Nigeria Info FM, or you can send me a WhatsApp message. If you have questions and comments, we're going to be very quick about it. We want to hear your thoughts. Someone is saying, how can security services give such flimsy reasons as people are being killed because of cattle rustling? My question is, he says, why then are they burning houses? Are these cattle inside these burnt houses? Are these killers being prevented from taking them? He says, this is purely genocide. This is from Simon. Let me see. Another one here. Someone says, shame on all the Mangu police officers that are in other big states while their own villages are run by bandits. Shame on the politicians from the local government and that are not speaking out and calling out the bad eggs. This is from Akudo in VI. Someone else says, the solution to insecurity across the states must include high-level technology and decentralization of resource management and policing. I want to quickly take a call, Honorable, and then, of course, I'll let you just, chime in. Hello.
Hello, Mary.
Good evening. Quickly, you have 60 seconds. Go ahead.
Yes. My question to your guest is that why is it that the northern states do not really allow the entire Nigerians to enjoy the natural mineral resources that come from north? They allow the illegality to take place in the north. Why?
Okay.
But in the south, it's not the same.
Okay.
Good evening.
All right. Just so I before you come in, Honorable, to educate you, and he's been saying that over and over again, the natural resources are handled by the federal government, not the states. Just so you know. But then, Honorable, you might want to answer that one.
Yeah, you see, I'm very positive that if the northern governors, if today they can have a coordinated activities for how these natural mineral resources will be coordinated, because it's going to benefit them. You have more IGR, you will have more tax to their states, and one of the major problems that to me I've seen that it has not been coordinated within the north, and which my governor is really trying to push is that, look, how can we have our own regional police just like in the southwest? Since Amotukun came into being, you no longer hear the issue of killings again in the southwest. Talk more of kidnapping also. So if regional policing has worked in the southwest, if civilian JTF has worked in the northeast, why can't we adopt those formalities and be able to look at those strategies? And again, Just like one of the comments you read out, that in the 21st century, what happened to technology? All that we are talking about now in developed world is just like something they can handle within a week.
Hmm.
Something that can handle with technology can do. And I'm talking to you from Jos, and you are in your own location. We are communicating as if we're in the office. That's technology. We did anywhere. We should by now that look. We should have a satellite that can monitor the movement of these people. Satellite can pick whatsoever they are doing, who is moving, how many people are moving, how many people have gone, how many people don't have gone. Satellite can pick all these things. Technology has, now we are even moving into artificial intelligence.
Hmm.
So issues that we have a lot of suggestions that we have made recommendations to government that look, embrace technology. In as much as you're looking at the non-kinetic, in the kinetic, look at technology to be able to see what. So a lot of issues that we are looking at here on the platform. And I can, from one of the comments that the police officers of from Mangu that are in other places, I can tell you if today that there will be state police, every indigenous of every local government within the country, they will want to come back home to protect. They are on posting.
Yeah.
They are federal officers, so they
Yeah.
can't leave their positions. So these are issues that if today we have state police, I can tell you everybody will want to come and do it.
We have to go on a break, Honorable. When we come back, hopefully you can just bear with us for a few minutes. When we come back, we'll take more questions and then we'll wrap up before the sports gang gets into the studio. Honorable Dachung is here with us via Zoom. Stay with us, Lagos. We'll be right back on the Big Hard Facts, talking about what's happening in the Plateau.
Lagos, it's a new year and you made it. Yes, but you know how they say that the month of January is so long, like 2 months in one. And usually you will just say, oh, we move. But wait, hold on. Move where? Is it with Sakpa on the move? Lagos, I'm sure you remember that after dirty December comes clear eye January. So please, where do you want to move to without money? How do you want to do it? Well, you don't need to bother your head because I've come with your solution. Yes, oneplay.ng. Lagos, you heard me right. Oneplay.ng. Well, this time around, oneplay.ng has decided to up the stakes. And guess what? You're still playing with 500 naira. The amount on ground now is 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. You heard me right. All you have to do to partake in this is just go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. Yes, that's the website, Lagos. www.oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And your name could be the name of the next winner here on Nigeria Info. And if you don't have a smartphone, calm down, not to worry. All you have to do is dial *347 *880 *3#. And if you know that you can't follow the code and you don't like the instructions that are coming after the code, well, you can avoid the stress. All you have to do is go to the website at www.oneplay.ng. There's money to be won on Morning Crossfire. There's also money to be won on WhatsApp Lagos. There's money to be won on Sunny Side, I know. And there's also extra money to be won on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? What is your issue there? Don't complain about Sapa. The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember, dial *347 *880 *3#, *347 *880 *3#, or you just go to the website at www.oneplay.ng and win yourself some of that money. Don't let this opportunity pass you by, Lagos. Like I say, I could have won a lot, but I'm giving this to you. So please, make good use of it and thank me later.
This is Welcome to Bet Great, the brand new Africa casino and sports betting platform. Bet on sports with booster bonus up to 350% and stand a chance to win with Bet Great. And remember, you can cash out and auto cash out whenever you want. So you're always in control. If you prefer casino games, you can pilot yourself with Bet Great on Aviator and more. Refer friends and receive your free bets now. Join using promo code RADIO and get your welcome free bet. Visit betsgreat.com. That is BETGR8. The 8 is figure 8. Be great. Bet great. Bet responsibly. Only 18 plus. The I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Competition is back. The challenging and well-researched topics.
The first meeting is faster the economic climate of some countries.
Two-thirds of the world population have abolished the death penalty. Yes.
You mentioned that they don't no longer settle land disputes like
the points and the counterpoints.
In line with research, Nigeria sets out an increasing number of skilled workers.
We look at the points that you made about it being manipulated by the media.
Secondly, my opponent says that it increases volume of clean and fit loot. Well,
the confidence and the tensed battle.
We make it sound that government doesn't have its settles and bills.
15 measures that Okada riders do flaunt.
A child has not been properly academically satisfied.
Secondary school students in Lagos will go shoulder to shoulder in the I Beg to Differ Secondary School Tournament to contest who deserves the crown. The I Beg to Differ competition is back this February on Nigeria Info FM. For sponsorship, call 0908-885-1862. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
If the pain and the ache they cause you wahala, make you use rub. When kata and the cold they give you palava, make you use rub. When your muscle they ache and you want fast relief, make you use rub. Just rub and the pain go sharp sharp. Rub it, pain out.
Alright, no fam. My name is brother Shaggy aka Mr. Rob. And I can't tell you say Rob they deliver fast and long-lasting relief for muscle aches, joint pains, and symptoms of cold and kata. Rubbing pain out.
Introducing the Domino's More Menu, which has 4 pizza flavors and 4 sides.
Deluxe pizza, pepperoni pizza, barbecue sausage with mayo pizza, fire breather, make the fire breather, made for me, made for you, so let's enjoy. Domino's Pizza, more flavors, more value, more Domino's, more pizza, more flavors, more value, more Domino's, more pizza.
Products available in all Domino's Pizza stores, online and on 090-8888-9999.
Africa needs a new set of fearless leaders. Let's raise them. Wigwe University,
where the fearless make history.
As you see me so, I belong to the Chop Better gang. Now, why anytime I want chop like this, I be put better things inside. For my yam porridge, after I don't put my fish, I go corn deck am with onions, tatashe and ugu, corn season am with correct no cubes for that delicious taste. Because my people, good life na life where you chop better.
Summer all your food with correct vegetables. Come season am with no cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
Connection is very important, especially when it's strong. And you don't realize this until you are cut off. Keep your connection strong at home or on the go. With Airtel Home Broadband Internet, get any of our devices, like the 7500 MiFi or the 10,000 router with instant 30 gigabytes or the 20,000 router with instant 100 gigabytes. Hurry to the nearest Airtel shop or visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Every day when my children return from school, I don't recognize them. Hello, do I know you?
It's us, mommy.
But these dirty, sweaty uniforms and socks, we're clean in the morning. Everything don't transform. I understand though, school is hectic. It takes energy to come home this transformed. So I make sure they have some nutritious Milo at breakfast.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined boy. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations. Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One player, don't talk to 2 players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. We want to tell you, well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3#. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Money Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside and 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347*880*3#. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
See, I be sure to cut my star. I know they like long thing at all. That is why star 919 hash from UBA be my sure party. Hey, it no get any transaction where I won't do. Why not go use star 919 hash? Whether I won't buy airtime or na star 919 hash. Whether I won't buy data, na star 919 hash. Whether I want quick send money to my papa or I want run small jollyment for my DSTV something. Now still star 919 hash. And you want sabi why this thing is sweet me for body? Now say I don't need the data. I don't need hotspot. Whether na 99 Pro Max or na Palace at 3310. Na star 919 hash from UBA. Now be my short party. No go sleep on top bicycle. Make yourself begin enjoy star 919 hash from UBA today.
For quick and easy solutions, just dial star 919 hash to use UBA's USSD platform. Get your simple transactions done, from transfers to bill payments to airtime and data purchase. Star 919 hash has you covered. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
So that's how we go to the restaurant too. And it was
Sore throat is often caused by bacteria and viruses. It feels like you're having a party in your throat. You need Strepsils. It soothes the pain, plus it fights the germs with 2 germ-killing actives. Dual antibacterial action in 1 lozenge.
As I was saying, it was amazing.
Bye-bye sore throat. Take Strepsils. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please consult a doctor.
Do you want your children to excel in STEM subjects? Enroll them today on Get Bundy Education Technology at www.getbundy.com. With over 1,000 hours of science subjects, 4,000 multiple choice questions, 3 years of revision for competitive exams, Get Bundy Education Technology is the right platform for your children to learn and develop needed skills for future technology. For GSS3 and SS3, Get Bundy is offering daily online live lessons Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. and mathematics and coding classes on Saturdays. Give your children the right head start with Proficient Educationist on Get Bundy. Register them today on www.getbundy.com or call 0814-175-5552.
Imagine Lagos with roads uncluttered and clear parking structures where order overtakes chaos. Lagos State Parking Authority is here to regulate and manage all parking spaces, end indiscriminate parking and effect positive changes, build a new parking culture with smart parking management systems developed to better serve the needs of Lagosians. Now, imagine that Lagos. Visit laspa.lg.gov.ng for more. Lagos State Parking Authority. Park easy, move quickly.
To cook correct food, they always give me joy. That's why anytime I they cook like this, I they always season them with no cubes. Come add correct vegetables inside. Ugu, tatasheo, shombo, onions. No one I know they put. Now he make my pikin them, they always enjoy my cooking.
Daddy, I never will. I want more.
You see? Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season them with no cubes for that get delicious taste. Today, chop better.
We are all gathered here today to witness the joining of all 32 of you in blissful matrimony to Glow MiFi and Router. Do you, Wi-Fi enabled devices, take this Glow MiFi and Router as your lawful data plug?
Yes, we do!
Do you, Glow MiFi and Router, promise to be there in good times and in Sakba?
Yes, we do!
Now you may stay connected.
Enjoy a connected life with Glow MiFi and Router. Get 60 gigabytes data bonus when you buy a Glow MiFi and 180 gigabytes data bonus when you buy a Glow Router. And connect up to 32 Wi-Fi enabled devices. Available at Glow World shops nationwide.
Glow Unlimited.
This is an important registration notice. Do you collect personal data of people? If yes, you are either a data controller or a data processor, and you are required to register with the Nigeria Data Protection Commission.
Registration opens on January 30th, 2024 and closes on June 30th, 2024. Registration after due date attracts penalty. Registration portal www.ndpc.gov.ng/registration. For more details, visit www.ndpc.gov.ng. NDPC, championing privacy rights.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, torn uniforms, and dirty shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day, no matter when I show you.
A mother's love is unconditional. Nothing serves this love better than a bowl of Indomie. So, show some love with Indomie.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
Africa needs a new set of fearless leaders. Let's raise them. Wigwe University,
where the fearless make history.
See, I be sure to cut my star. I know they like long thing at all. That is why star 919 hash from UBA be my sure party. Hey, it no get any transaction where I won't do. Why no go use star 919 hash? Whether I won't buy airtime or na star 919 hash. Whether I won't buy data, na star 919 hash. Whether I want quick send money to my papa or I want run small jollyment for my DSTV something, na still star 919 hash. And you want sabi why this thing is sweet me for body? Now say I no need the data. I don't need hotspot. Whether na 99 Pro Max or na Palace at 3310. Na star 919 hash from UBA. Now be my short party. No go sleep on top bicycle. Make yourself begin enjoy star 919 hash from UBA today.
For quick and easy solutions, just dial star 919 hash to use UBA's USSD platform. Get your simple transactions done, from transfers to bill payments to airtime and data purchase. Star 919 hash as you covered. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Let me explain why I switched my company's healthcare partner to Reliance HMO. Our old partner didn't process payments in time, so we had delayed access to care. It meant that I had to add sorting out team members' medical issues to my many HR responsibilities. Can you imagine? Reliance HMO solved these issues but didn't stop there. Their app allows us to connect to a doctor 24/7 via an internet connection. It even gets better. After consultation, the prescribed drugs are delivered free of charge. Yes, managing the healthcare of my large staff team is easier than ever. I registered everyone in the shortest possible time. Why wouldn't I choose them? Make a smart choice like me. Choose Reliance HMO today.
For more information, call 0700 735 42623. Reliance HMO, the next generation HMO for business.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey. And when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
The I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Competition is back. The challenging and well-researched topics.
He said CBDC is easier and faster.
Giving economic climate to some countries.
2/3 of the world population have abolished the death penalty. Yet you mentioned that they don't no longer settle land disputes like
For points and the counterpoints.
In my research, Nigeria sets out an increasing number of skilled workers.
You look at the points that you made about it being manipulated by the media.
Secondly, my opponent says that it increases volume of clean and fit load. Well,
the confidence and the tensed battle.
we make it sound that Guinea doesn't have a set of rules and regulations.
There are different safety measures that Okada riders do flaunt.
A child has not been properly academically satisfied.
Secondary school students in Lagos will go shoulder to shoulder in the I Beg to Differ secondary school tournament to contest who deserves the crown. The I Beg to Differ competition is back this February on Nigeria Info FM. For sponsorship, call 0908-885-1862. I Beg to Differ, the tournament of champions.
Your hustle just found powerful partners. HP laptop powered by 11th generation Intel Core i7 processor is built to get you closer to your goal. Enjoy long battery life so you can work for hours without interruption. Plus, impressive speed and performance to match your grit and determination. The HP ProBook 430 G8 Notebook PC 2X73EA, powered by 11th generation Intel Core i7 processor, is available at all Conga stores. Call 070-806-35700 or visit conga.com for more information. HP with Intel, the technology partners of your hustle. Look for Intel.
If the pain and the ache they cause you wahala, make you use rub. When kata and the cold they give you palava, make you use rub. When your muscle they ache and you want fast relief, make you use rub. Just rub and then go sharp sharp. Rub it, pay down.
Alright, no fam. My name is brother Shaggy, aka Mr. Rob. And I can't tell you, say Rob they deliver fast and long-lasting relief for muscle aches, joint pains, and symptoms of cold and catarrh. Robin,
pay out.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It's still the big hard fact, and it's almost time for the sports gang to take over because AFCON is still ongoing. But I still have Honorable, oh my God, Dachung Bagos with me in the studio.
Yeah. Well, you got it right. If not, I could have said you want to do genocide on my name, just like the feelings.
I'd rather not. I do not want to. I do not want to do that to you. Before we went on the break, Lagos, we were trying to take your thought and comment. So we'll quickly allow the Honorable to answer most of your questions. So go ahead. Call 0700 993 993 993. For those of you who have messages, I see people sending me messages from outside of the country. I'd like to hear from you. Someone says, no rules of engagement of military in the whole world that gives room for bandits, terrorists to be turned over by governors for reabsorption or trial in court. They're to die in action. That's DIA. That is why we're giving weapons, not batons or handcuffs. Fidelis Amici is wondering why some of these bandits have, one way or the other, been reintegrated into society. Another person here is asking, my honorable comrade, this is Comrade Phil. I lived in Jos for over 50 years, and Jos was a very peaceful place. Why are you afraid to call the names of those committing the crime, he says. Would you like to respond?
Well, first of all, from the first comment of rules of engagement, once you have brand something on how that's the first approach you need, and that's why we said, look, the killers on the plateau needs to be identified as terrorists. So once they are terrorists, that rule of engagement, they will be engaged as terrorists. Not like you now see you see a snake in your house, you know that it's either the snake bites you or you kill the snake. Already that rule of engagement is there. You already know who you're dealing with. So once these have been branded as terrorists, you know that look, they think what they need to do, engage, alienate those terrorists. And to my elder comrade, Philip, we have never shied away of talking about who is killing people on the plateau. We have said it times not number. We have said, look, from where we have pushed the narrative from unknown gunmen, government has moved from the issue of unknown gunmen. Now they have been able to identify them as headers terrorists. That look, these are illegal people that are coming in. So because not once, not twice, you see them moving on bikes and you identify them as headers terrorists. And when you profile most of these people, you will now find out that most of them are not even Nigerian. So what happened to our immigration system? That how did these people legally get into Nigeria without identifying who and who? What is the use of the NIN the NIN? Is it just to identify you in a bank or for you to have a passport? No, NIN is a social security number, just like you have abroad. That once you just have that, you see. And I was a member of national security in the house. You will see people that are not Nigerians crossing borders just to come and register with NIN in Nigeria and go back to their own countries. That happens, yes. You see, so those are issues that look. Security agencies, the immigration needs to profile who is truly a Nigerian, and we have moved and pushed for us to have a proper census. Census is not just about knowing the number of population. Census is knowing who and how many people are in this house. Will give you the idea, security-wise, you know that, look, you already know that from census, you know that 10 people are in this house. And you'll be able to budget according to the economical plan of that local government of that state, according to the number of people that are in that house. So identifying these people, it is not hard. We have not once, not twice mentioned the kind of people that are coming in. We have made so what we have been able to do, what they have wanted to push this narrative to issue of it is this person, it is this. It's not about the issue. The major people that they are illegal headers that have been coming into these countries, and again, to some point, they are mercenaries that someone is sponsoring these people to come. So who are their sponsors?
Thank you for
Those
saying.
are the areas
Yeah,
that we
thank
are
you for
looking
saying
at.
that. You took me there, but I have just 1 minute, so I'm going to wrap up in this 1 minute. But this is my question. There was a list that the United Arab Emirates provided to the government of Buhari, and up until today, the UAE has imprisoned the people on their end. In Nigeria, that list is secret till today. I'm made to understand that the DSS does have that list in their, they have it. Why is it that these people on that list have not been prosecuted? Why is there no naming and shaming if we're really serious about this? In closing, because we have to go.
In closing, there is no any information that Nigerian security don't know about you and I, about anything we want to do and anything we're doing. And I said that if we really want to be serious with fighting insecurity in Nigeria, we need to identify the sponsors of these people. Because if these people are illegal, if these people are mercenaries, who is sponsoring you? Because most of the killings are orchestrated. Most of the killings are well planned. You see that it's being carried out by people that are professional in using either guns or even using machetes. These are issues that we really want the security agencies to look into accordingly. And again, being political about the truth or security and insecurity in Nigeria, it's something that government needs to come out clean. Unless and until these people are being identified, we will not be able to have the solution. And I don't know, the issue of who is the most powerful, the issue of godfatherism, the issue of how wealthy you are, the issue of whatsoever, it needs to lay low. Well, we're going to have further discussion.
We will, definitely.
I will give you more time for us to be able to look at these issues, because this is the time to be able to look at how can we be able to proper solution. We have talked so much talk. How can we be able to proper solution to address these issues in the country? And I believe that I so much believe in Nigeria, because without it, where else can we go as a people? I don't want to be a second-class citizen somewhere. I need to be here. I need my children to be identified as Nigerians. we need to work to make Nigeria to make Nigeria better. So, but first of all, these issues need to be addressed.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you. Because of time, the sports gang is here and they're giving me bad eye. I want to say thank you. Honorable Dachung Bagos is a former member of the House of Representatives representing Just South and Just East Federal Constituency in Plateau State.
The member that was illegally removed by the Supreme Court. But that is the issue of injustice that we are talking about in Nigeria. All Plateau National Assembly members were illegally removed, but the Supreme Court has now made it right. So these are the issues of injustice. Until we get justice, be it politically in terms of security, and then Nigeria will move forward. But then we're looking for justice, doctrine of necessity to get back to the house.
All right. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, Honorable Dachung. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Lagos, that's our show. We've got to go. The sports gang is here. AFCON is tonight. Overdose. Who's playing who?
So Cabo Verde.
Oh.
Yeah, the Blue Sharks. They're taking on the Chingueta Lions of Mauritania.
I see Mauritania going down in this one because Cabo Verde has showed a lot of tactic in the game so far. I mean, I'm really impressed by them.
I'll tell you that the man who is leading Mauritania actually knows a thing or two about
Yeah,
Cape
it's
Verde.
not about the guys. It's
Yeah.
about the guys in the field.
But again, I mean, they have to do what the coach tells them to do.
Yeah.
So, it's the coach with a better tactical mindset.
How's that fared for Mauritania so far? in the game?
Well, this is their first ever knockout game. They got here by virtue of the fact that they eliminated Algeria. Despite losing their first two games, they lost to Burkina Faso and Angola. Despite scoring 2 goals against Angola, they just went into the game against Algeria and they edged it 1-0. And that's why they're here. So they'll be looking to make the most of it.
Well, let's see how it goes. I'll put my buck on, Cabo Verde.
Why
And
not put it on
that's
Nigeria?
well, of course.
Nigeria to go all the way and win the trophy.
I mean, I'm team Nigeria all the way, but Cabo
Yeah.
Verde for certain reasons. I mean, I've seen them; they're very somewhat good.
And they have this link with Portuguese.
Yes, and
yeah.
they were considered underdogs. No one actually thought they'd get this far. So I'm really
Especially in their group, they had Ghana and Egypt in their group.
I know.
And they
I
topped.
know.
Start your children's day with a great taste of
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.